Hey, what is up guys? It's the Michigan Minecrafter back here with another video, and today I wanted to show you guys something really cool that I found. So, as you can see, I am in Bixopolis. Might not be able to fully recognize it because you can't see very much of it right now, but you might notice that it looks a little different, and that is because I have a really cool texture pack and a really cool shader on that I wanted to show you guys. So first of all, you might notice that all of the planks on the wood in this building are three-dimensional, and that's because this texture pack adds 3D surfaces to everything. So you can see it's like that with these stone bricks and stuff, and with the glowstone and everything. All the little bumps are 3D. And I apologize if it's laggy because, as you can imagine, this is not a very easy thing for my computer to run. And it's not just limited to blocks and stuff as well. You can see this sugarcane is super 3D, which looks awesome. Doors have an added layer of dimension to them with the door handles sticking out and everything. And everything just looks a little bit better. Like you can see on this lamp, it sticks out a little bit. And there's also really weird things too, like, let me see. Well, let me show you the cauldrons first, because those are really weird. Oh geez. Yep, my computer's struggling a little bit. And unfortunately, that's not just because I'm recording. This is really hard for my computer, even when I'm not recording. Come on, there we go. Yeah, you can see cauldrons are rounded, which is kind of weird. And probably the most noticeable round thing that this texture pack adds are round cactuses, which doesn't seem like it'd be that big of a deal, but it's pretty weird. Oh, yeah, and you can also see it adds, it basically just adds a couple of extra layers of texture to leaves to make trees look rounded, but you guys will get to see that better when I turn it to daytime here. Ooh, look at that sunrise coming in. That's the shaders working their magic. But yeah, let's take a look at a cactus over here. There's one. Yeah, so really weird to see round things in Minecraft, but there they are. They look pretty sweet if you ask me, but yeah. So there are actually a lot more to there's a lot more cool things to this texture pack than just what I've shown you so far. Like for example, well, actually, let me just show you what the names of the texture packs are real quick to give you an idea of what exactly we're working with here. So there's 3 layers to the texture pack that I have on right now. Number 1 is, I think it's called 3D 1 day seasons changing blah blah blah. So basically what it is it's a texture pack that makes it so that the seasons change everywhere in Minecraft, which I think some people will find weird, but it's actually pretty cool, and I'll show you guys that in a second. And then this is what adds the 3-dimensional leaves to trees, so that's pretty much all that does. And then this is the part that makes things 3D. So all of those together give you this really cool look of the 3-dimensional tree leaves and all of the blocks having really cool textures. Like, oh man, look at the sandstone. That looks sweet. Jeez, I'm lagging. And then just everything else to go along with that. And the other part that you can't really see right now is that all of the leaves and everything like that are actually going to change colors as the seasons change with the texture pack. So you guys will get to see that in a second, because I think I'm going to throw a little bit of time-lapse footage in here to show you guys that. But yeah, so this looks awesome. But as you can imagine, in Bixopolis, with everything being like huge and having lots of variety of blocks, it is not very easy for my computer to run. So I'm going to cut to a place that is a little bit easier for my computer to handle so I can really show this off to you guys. Alright, so I moved over to this village a little ways away from Bixopolis so that my computer can have a little bit of an easier time running this texture pack and shader. But yeah, so this gives you a little bit of a better idea of exactly how great this looks. So you can see kind of what a forest looks like with the rounded leaves. And actually, if you look right here, this is a great example of how 3D everything is in this. Like you can see, we've got wheat that's all 3D, and actually looks really weird with the shader waving physics going on. Not sure what the deal is with that. And then you got like carrots and potatoes, and everything's 3D, and it looks awesome. And then you've got things like cobblestone textures look sweet. Railroad tracks are completely 3D. So yeah, pretty much everything has a little bit of a facelift in this texture pack. So you could see why, jeez, I just lagged so hard. You could see why this would be really hard to run unless you've got an incredible graphics card, which if anybody out there does, let me know how it works for you, because I only have a GTX, I think 970, which relatively speaking is pretty good. But obviously there's way higher tiers out there that are a lot more powerful, so I'd be curious to know if you guys are having an easier time running this when you go to try it out. But yeah, so this is really a perfect example of this texture pack. And then the shader that I'm actually running right now, which I know a lot of you are probably interested in case you haven't noticed, my #1 video on my channel is my like top 10 shaders that I showed off in like a little showcase thing. So apparently people are really interested in that, and I can understand why. But let me show you exactly what shader we're running here. So this is Sonic Ether's Unbelievable Shaders version 1.0, which I think just came out recently, if I'm not mistaken, because in that shader roundup video, what I was running was the most recent version of Sonic Ether's Unbelievable Shaders, but that was version 11, which I think was still kind of a work in progress for the guy who makes these shaders. But yeah, this is like the final form of the shader. And actually, at some point in this video, I'll show you what the shader looks like without the texture pack on, because the two gripes that I have with the texture pack are that #1, it looks kind of oversaturated, which I'm sure I could mess with it and get it to look a little bit more realistic, but it almost looks kind of cartoony given how bright the green colors are and stuff. And actually it might look a little bit different for you guys, because you'll be running, or you'll be watching this video on screens that undoubtedly are set to some different settings that probably make things look a little bit colder or warmer depending on what you have your monitor set to. But yeah, it just looks a little bit like overly colorful for me. And the other issue that I have is that I wish, like, and maybe you guys will get a little bit of a better idea of this when I do the time lapse of the seasons going through. But I wish the like the look of certain biomes were more represented in this, because as you might notice, like over here in the mountain biome, where you would normally expect like grass to have a little bit of a more bluish color, and the trees, which are spruce trees, to be more bluish, and the whole biome itself just to look more cold, it still has that like super oversaturated lime green color even on the leaves. So if by chance the texture pack creators out there watching this, that's really the only things I would say I don't like particularly about this texture pack. Everything else is amazing. Like, look at this. Look at the grasses hanging off. It took me a little while to get used to this, but it actually looks really cool if you're down on the ground and not looking from it like flying, because then it looks a little bit weird. But yeah. So I guess with all of that being said, without further ado, let me just do this little time lapse for you guys so you can see what the seasons look like. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little time lapse. I apologize if there was some weird glitches in it because I didn't realize, like, I thought Minecraft days were shorter, but I actually ended up with like 3 hours worth of footage that I had to condense down, so there are some weird glitchy parts, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed it. If you guys like this shader pack, or not shader pack, if you guys like this shader and you like the texture pack, I'll have the links to both of those in the description down below. And yeah, so just kind of a cool thing that I wanted to show you guys. And for those asking about what kind of gaming content I'm going to be making coming up soon, for one thing, I've got huge updates to Bixopolis that I can show you guys that are pretty cool. Like, for example, I don't think any of these roads were here the last time that I made a video about the server. So, yeah, just all sorts of cool updates about that I'm going to share with you guys. And then just normal stuff like probably live streaming some CSGO or something like that here and there, or just making videos about that and vlogs and things like that. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button, and I will see all of you guys in the next video.